Dreamfall Chapters. Tak, jdeme se konečně podívat do toho baráku. Když už je teďko konečně k dispozici ten klíč, nebo aspoň doufám, je to ten klíč. Jedná se o ten barák, takovou tu věž zvláštní. Jo, přesně tak, to jsem chtěl právě říct.
Sure, why wouldn't I be? I mean, April and... Of course I'm not okay, okay? But I'm okay. I'll be okay. It's okay. We're okay. Don't worry about it, okay? Okay.
Okay.
She's not the first friend I've lost, and she won't be the last. You learn to roll with the punches. It's either that or punch back. Real hard.
Jedná se o ten barák, který je v tom City Greenu. Víceméně tady v centru, do kterého doteď nešlo jít. Počkej, tady hraje nějaká... tady se dokonce tančí. No videa. Můžu se přidat? Asi ne, co? Jo, tamhle to by to mělo být. Nebo možná to ještě není ono. To je jedno.
How's your memory coming along? Do you remember anything about this place now?
Seeing as I spent most of my time trying to forget everything that happened, yeah, no, not much. It was with...
Čekej, to jsem nechtěl. Já nevěděl, že se to přeruší, když půjdu trošku dál.
Oh, jams. Is it safe to bring back food to Stark? Is that even possible? Probably not. Oh, jams. What's going on here? Isn't that... Are they trying to chop down Abnaxus's abode? Great. That's great.
Jo, to teda. Člověk se konečně dostane k tomu, že se může jít podívat.
So this is it. Abode of big ugly thing what speaks funny?
Apparently so.
And there's someone else here.
Apparently so.
Huh.
Once this unholy tree's been knocked down, the electric will take me seriously. They'll see I have the power to get things done.
Hele, ten mluví jako ten na začátku z toho vězení. Že je to bez tak von, ne? Nebo má stejnýho dabéra minimálně. Každopádně, já tady mám rozjetý biznis, tak vypadněte. Zase tam ten, kde už jsem někde potkal.
You've seen my face in print and in public appearances. You know me as an honourable and truthful fellow who stands with the common man. And woman. We shan't forget the common woman. Yes, yes. I'm, of course, running for Commissioner of City Watch, a position sorely and desperately in need of new blood. The Watch needs strength. It needs direction. It needs humanity. In other words, it needs me.
Let's see if I can get him talking about himself. He sounded more than happy to do so.
No, to bez pochyby.
I've had enough. He appears to be an Azadi support. It looks like they're trying to destroy Abnaxus's abode. He's gunning for a political position with the City Watch. I wonder what his end game is. It looks like they're trying to... Why are you trying to knock down this tree?
Oh, it's not just a tree. It's an affront to common decency and humanity. This so-called domicile was the dark and dangerous den of one of the most militant of magicals. An abominable beast that threatened our young and our women by its mere existence. Eradicating this occult stone tree from our historic green is not just my election promise to voters, but my God's-given responsibility as a human being.
He appears to be an Azadi supporter. I take it you're happy with the Azadi occupation?
No, I wouldn't call it an occupation, not anymore. The Azadi came to save us from the tyrant invaders, and they stayed to protect us against all magicals. They're our benefactors, not our oppressors. But the resistance has put us all at risk. Unless we re-establish human dominion over the Northlands, we'll be vulnerable when the Azadi eventually return to Azadir. For believe me, they will. Oh, they've promised as much. This is not their land, and this is why I run for office. To build a Mercuria by and for humans, one that can stand the test of time and stand up against occult invaders. We must invest in the future, and you can't spell future without owner Hillary.
Jo, Zozo, když si říkala, že bude víc než šťastnej, když bude mít příležitost mluvit sám o sobě, tak to byla naprostá pravda.
You're running for City Watch?
Indeed, the Watch is in dire need of strong male leadership in this time of dark crisis.
Male?
As you well know, the current commissioner, a person of the female persuasion, has failed to maintain order in the city in these dark, trying times. She's been soft on sorcery, magnanimous with magicals. She's indulged the occult, and she's extended an open hand to non-humans, acting in discord with our foreign benefactors. Oh, it's understandable she's weak, she's sentimental. She's merely a woman, and she's not been able to properly inspire the men of the Watch to take appropriate action against our occult immigrants. As soon as I'm elected, this will change. We will honor Azadi law and make Mercuria pure again. No more magic, no more magicals. And our women folk can once again return to home and hearth to be pampered and protected by their husbands, fathers and brothers. As it should be, yes, yes.
I've had enough. Let's see if I can get him talking about himself.
Jo, počkat, to nebylo ještě tamto. Já jsem ještě nevybral tu možnost, kdy jsem mu dal možnost mluvit o sobě, jo? Tak to nevím, jestli na to mám odvahu. Ach jo.
Oh no, Hilaris Esquire, licensed solicitor, and your candidate for Commissioner of City Watch.
It's an unusual name.
It's unique, certainly, but it's a Northlander name with deep roots in Mercurian society. My father, the esteemed Hubert Hilaris Esquire, served dutifully for many years on the council. He was respected, feared, and admired by all. Of course, that was before he was beguiled by that Dulmari witch. She used her wily sorcery and beastly sensuality to lure my father away from his family, away from us. I've sworn to restore our sacred heritage. The witches shall burn, humanity shall prevail, and the name Hilaris shall no longer be the butt of spiteful jests.
Jo, a můžeš říct svýmu kámošovi, aby přestal mlátit do těch dveří. Kriste, člověk se s tím rozloučí a on tu hubu nezavře. Já budu volit toho, kdo ti zavře hubu. Možná, ale jenom možná, kdyby tolik jako neopovrhoval tou magií a těma, který ji používají, tak by mu mohlo dojít, že to zelený, co tam je, bude nějaká magie a že ty dveře asi jako rozbít nepůjdou. Ale kdo chce kam? Tak jo, Zozo, jak to uděláme?
Honor Hilaris, an unpleasant man with an unpleasant name. He's standing in the way of our mission. We must get rid of him, without murdering anyone, of course.
Sakra, to vylučuje moji oblíbenou, řekněme, taktiku.
If it wasn't for Honor's goons, I would thump that reactionary misogynist on the head. No court would convict me. It would be justified homicide.
Jasný. Mluvit s ním asi nemá smysl, že jo? No jasně, goodbye. Opověš si něco říct. A jako klíčem tady máchat asi taky nemá smysl, protože já mu hlavně ten klíč nechci dát. Nevím, jestli to jde, nejde naštěstí. Dobře. Chceme se zbavit kreténa, jak to uděláme? Ale počkat, kde je ten? Ano, Hele, ty bys možná... No?
Crow, could you fly over there for me?
Why?
Just trust me.
Why?
Jesus, please, Crow.
Fine. Pardon me for wanting to play a role in my own destiny. I'll do it.
A talking bird. Filthy magic.
Ještě nic neřek.
What kind of shoddy job are the Azadi doing when there are still talking birds flapping about? They should provide us with a few of their explosive sticks so that we can take matters into our own hands.
Počkej, to je všechno?
Sorcerer's plague. My skin crawls at the very idea of a
Ale, jako OK, ale...
Again? Seriously?
Ježiš, to je spolupráce. No dobře. Dobře. Zatím žádný progres, ale... Řekl bych, že když to budu dál zkoušet, tak se tady něco vymyslet určitě dá. Co třeba teďko do tutoho? No vidíš to. To je hned lepší ochota. No jo, tak ještě jednou. Tak pojď. Ale tak k ničemu, to by chtělo. Ale to není špatný nápad. Ne, já mám něco jiného v plánu. Ideálně, kdyby to přehodil a trefil někoho do hlavy, kdo se nasere a přijde mu nakopat prdel. No. Hele, on fakt něco rozbil. Je kreten. No a přijde mu někdo nakopat prdel, nebo si to tady všechno musí udělat sám? Prdele. No dobře, ale plán to nebyl úplně špatný, jo.
Someday soon I'm gonna complain to the Guild of Sidekicks about this.
Hey, little fowl.
Ale to furt jako nepomáhá, jo. Ani to, co sem hází, nejde sebrat, než by to bylo něco důležitého, to je nějaký jabko nebo co. No a to je zhruba všechno, že jo, tady už akorát jsem. No. Počkej. Kdy to spadlo, ne? A on to tam vrátil. Ale já nevím, co tady teďko vymýšlet. Určitě to bude něco s tím ptákem, jsem si tím naprosto jistý, ale...
Again?
Další okno, skvělý. A zase nic. Tyjo, to chce, aby udělal, já nevím co přesně, ale... Já bych řekl, že rozbít to okno bylo přesně něco takového, co by se tady mělo stát. Ale ono se jako potom nic neděje. Zkusíme to ještě jednou na něj. Pochybuju, že to něco udělá. Já jsem ho zabil, toho ptáka. Podle toho achievementu.
So what now?
No, to je otázka, ale.
Do you have any suggestions?
We kill them, bury their bodies, and then go about our
Jo, to zní dobře.
Nothing.
Něco takového, ale vlastně vůbec nic takového.
I know. I'm dark.
I'm really not in the mood for killing today, or any day.
Fine, then you come up with something. Someday soon.
I feel better having Crow around, even though I'm not sure what he can do. Still, a useless sidekick is better than no sidekick. I'm not saying he's useless.
Ty vole. Tady bude nějaká kombinace akcí, které jsou tady potřeba udělat. A mně to nedopadá, ani nedochází.
Ugh. That is just a big, nasty nope. I don't care if it looks pretty. It's a giant insect. Ugh. Nope. Good bird.
No moc ne, zatím jako tady nic velkého nedokázal. Vole, no tak. Tady se něco stalo, jenomže on to zase vrátil, ne? Ten blbec, on tam k tomu jde. Já nevím, tyjo, a co kdyby mi to spadlo na hlavu? To asi nechceme, ne, ale...
That's it. The home of Abnaxus. Now, I just need to find a way inside.
Že bych ho potom mohl jako osočit, že mi to hází na hlavu? Ne.
God's damn talking bird, magical
Jasně, jasně.
About that talking bird that's bothering you.
Yes, what about it?
I just saw it.
Where? Where?
Aha. Haha.
That God's damn bird over there.
To nebudu já, komu to tady spadne na držku. Dělej, ale. No.
Soft-headed fool. We'll need to carry him home to have someone look at his head. The tree can wait until tomorrow.
No, to je.
You do the carrying. I'd do it myself, but someone needs to lead the way and keep an eye out for potholes.
To je dobrý, to je super, když na to člověk přijde sám.
First, I did my thing, and then that goofball tried to hit me with a rock, and then stuff happened, and Dung for Brains got knocked out, and then they all left. End scene. It was almost like one of those puppet shows that Wizard puts on in the square. It was hilarious.
Narážím na to hledání ptáka, jo, minule, to bylo hrozný.
That's the most fun I've had since I don't know, I guess since I hung out with April all those years ago.
Tak, konečně. Už tady nikdo neotravuje.
This place looks a lot bigger on the inside. It is a lot bigger on the inside. Okay, this is freaky. I feel dizzy.
Jo, je to nějaký divný.
Magic here because this makes no sense. Things can't be bigger on the inside than on the outside.
Můžou, viděla se někdy TARDIS.
Why should I be surprised? I've seen weirder things. Weird is my new normal. Right, so, clues. Abnaxus must have been a big believer in crystals. Or maybe this is how people light their houses. Maybe this is totally normal for Arcadia. Those are some portentous-looking books. I wish I could read them. Abnaxus was a very well-read man, thing. This place has the slightly tacky ambience of a New Age shop. It's a map of the Northlands, and the border mountains are right at the top, but no purple mountains. Lots of other mountains, though. Without a reference to the purple mountains, that map won't help me.
No, když mluvíš o něčem fialovým.
Oh, that's interesting.
Someone... Who's... Oh, God.
I must apologize, ma'am. I didn't mean to frighten you. Zoe Castillo. You're the last person I expected to find here.
A ty seš?
I remember him from my last visit to Mercuria. He's right. I have no memory of this man. I remember him from my... Brian, right?
Right. Brian. Brian Westhouse. We spent a few days in cramped quarters on a small airship. I'd be surprised if you didn't remember me.
It's been a confusing year. For a while, I remembered nothing. To be honest, I was doing everything I could to forget. That didn't really help.
I know that feeling all too well, Miss Castillo. So you're back in Mercuria, and in this place of all places. How in the name of the balance did you get inside? People have been trying for years, but this house has strong wards. Venar magic, the oldest there is. And now I understand why. It's a treasure trove. Wait, is that the Annals of Dreaming? Good God, that's a lost treasure. Only 5 were ever made.
No dobře, a co tu děláš ty, pokud tady běžně bydlíš, nebo co? Nebo se tady procházíš, tak to jsi se jako až teprve teďko všimnul knížky, která tady leží na stole. No, já si tím úplně jistý nejsem.
So I see. Your talents run deeper than I remember, Miss Castillo. I'm impressed. Pardon my curiosity, but what are you looking for here? Abnaxus himself vanished a decade ago.
I should trust Brian. It's not that I don't trust him, but...
No, asi tak.
I was just curious about what was in here.
You know what they say about curiosity, Miss Castillo?
It killed the cat?
What? No. Curiosity is the doorway to knowledge and wisdom. Looks like I picked the perfect day for a stroll in the green. I was wondering why that odorous Hilarious fellow wasn't still trying to chop this tree down. Now I know. Let's see if we find anything interesting, shall we?
Mr. Westhouse, Brian. He seems very enthusiastic and friendly. Probably. I have a hard time reading him, to be honest.
Ta podlaha je taková divná, to je jako skoro kdyby byla šikmo dolů do toho středu, ale není.
Abnaxus must have been a big believer in crystals, or maybe this is how people light their houses. It looks like a handwritten note. It's another one of Abnaxus's notes.
Jo, ale tohle obávám se nepřečtu.
Westhouse might be able to decipher that note.
Have you found anything of interest? Keep looking. This place is a treasure trove.
Jo, já se potom vrátím na dešifrování ty poznámky, jenom mě zajímá, co je nahoře.
Since this place is so much bigger on the inside than the outside, I thought maybe it existed in a pocket dimension of sorts. But I can still see Mercuria out there, so... Abnaxus must have made the bed before leaving for good. That's kind of sad and eerie. Someone's been sleeping in my bed, said Papa Bear, before mauling Goldilocks and devouring her whole. Don't ever mess with fairy tale creatures.
All those years and it was right here under my nose.
This place has the slightly tacky ambience of a new age shop.
Proč to řekl teďko? Tolik let a celou dobu jsem to měl pod nosem. Počkej, já to nechápu, on tady běžně bývá? A teďko si všimnul ty knížky, která tam je na stole.
There are enough musty old books here to fill a university library's special collection of musty old books. Those are some portentous looking books. I wish I could read them.
I was right.
What do you think this means?
I'm not sure there's much to learn from that one.
Tak to jo. A že bys třeba aspoň přečet, co je tam napsaný, ať to můžem posoudit, každý zvlášť. A co patuta?
What do you think this means?
I'm not sure there's much to learn from that one.
Ježíš. Hele, tady je toho napsáno víc. Tady by něco mohlo být, ne?
Abnaxus left so much.
This looks interesting.
The first dreamer references in the annals of dreaming. That's this book right here. And the chapter about the first dream, it's certainly a starting point. Let's see what it says.
Can you read that book?
I've lived in Arcadia for decades, and there hasn't been much to do aside from studying ancient texts, so yes, I can read this book. Let's see, the chapter in question speaks of the Ular. They are said to be wardens of the Dreaming One, whatever that means. It's a rough translation. The English language isn't quite up to the task. The Ular and the Yete, one people that split into two. That sounds familiar. It says here the Yete left the Purple Mountains to go south to burrow into the ground. Something about a well of dreams. I mean, I don't know how much of this is true and how much is fantasy or prophecy. It's a difficult book to decipher. There's also something about two dreamers becoming one. It's vague. This is almost certainly a prophecy of some sort. The Ular live on Cloud Peak. It's in the mountains of Yedra. Where's that on the map? Ah, there it is. Straight north across the plains, right in the middle of the border mountains. This is an old book, so I don't know if they still live there. I've never heard of the Ular. They might all be dead.
I'm sure Abnaxus won't mind me borrowing this. I'll return it to him in person, if I make it to Cloud Peak.
Jo.
That note fell out of the annals when Westhouse turned the pages.
Já nevím, jestli mu to chci úplně ukazovat. Počkej.
I knew it.
Asi budu muset, co?
Notes everywhere.
Asi budu muset. Ale co pa tuto ještě?
This note fell out from the pages of the annals. What's a soulless stone?
I'm not sure. The soul stone was taken from Luke's by the warlock Clax. It must be retrieved, or the past, present, and future will cease to be.
That sounds ominous.
It does indeed. I don't know about any soul stone, but I'm guessing this Clax fellow does. I wonder if Abnaxus means old Roper Clax. April told me his story. He was a two-bit wizard who resided in a floating castle up north near the border mountains. April said she taught him a lesson. She didn't get into any details, but he lost his castle. Last I heard, he's doing children's theater here in town. Reformed, apparently, if that's a thing a wizard is capable of. Sounds like this soul stone is important.
Roperklex. OK, já jsem ready, já jsem se nahoru podíval a nebylo to.
Should we?
Would you mind terribly if I stayed here to read these books?
Well, it's private property, isn't it?
On vešel za mnou besták, já už mi to došlo. Já jsem idiot.
I promise I won't remove anything or make a mess.
No, já ho vyhodím. Zajímá mě ale, co dělali ostatní v mém seznamu přátel.
He might have the best of intentions, but I made a promise to blind Bob. It doesn't look like Brian's going to do any damage to the place. He might have the best of intentions, but I made a promise. I'm sorry, I don't think I can let you stay in here.
I'm not sure I need your permission. Only joking. I understand. I'll take my leave now, Miss Castillo. I certainly hope we'll see each other again soon.
To bylo zvláštní, dobře.
Abnaxus must have been a big believer in crystals. Or maybe this is how people light their houses. Maybe this is totally normal for Arcadia. Someone's been sleeping in my bed, said Papa Bear, before mauling Goldilocks and devouring her whole. Don't ever mess with fairy tale creatures.
Aby tam nebyl ten blbec zpátky. Dobrý.
Didn't you say something about a wizard and a puppet show?
Nope.
No, you did. You said something about a show in the square.
I did not.
Crow.
Oh, right! Roperclax's Fingerlings! Man, that show's great. A modern classic.
Clax. He's the wizard April Ryan fought.
That's right. He was behaving badly, so she fought him and trapped him inside some sort of calculating machine. Pretty clever stuff.
Where can I find this puppet show?
I'll show you.
Jo, ale pamatuj na to, že já neumím lítat, jo.
I feel better having Crow around, even though I'm not sure what he can do. Still, a useless sidekick is better than no sidekick. I'm not saying he's useless.
The city feels all wrong. I barely see any Domari or Zid in the streets these days.
Mi to tady něco ukazovalo, jakoby. Jo, to je aktivní hovor, jasný. Mně až teďko došlo, co ta ikona znamená, a kdybych nebyl debil, tak jsem jo, tamhle.
I wish I had wings. I could just fly to the Purple Mountains. After I get some proper directions.
Tak co je? Jdu blbě, nebo? Co to?
This is gonna be so good.
Jo, takhle. Ne, tam nejde jít, aha. Ale nechápu tě, ptáku. Fingerlings. Není to náhodou tuto? Jo, je to on. Aha.
If you'll seek an autograph, you must purchase my book first. It's on sale today. Only...
No, sorry. I need to talk to you.
Talk, hmm? Well, I only have a few minutes before my show begins, but I'm sure I can spare a couple of them for a pretty young thing like you.
This has to... It's an odd... Didn't he and April have some... The fingerlings.
Ah, my beloved finger puppets, beloved by all children and critics alike. Gilbert Grutton of the Daily Mercurian called my show simply astonishing and wrote that it was quite impossible to look away. I couldn't believe my eyes and like a slow-motion cart wreck. You see, the fingerlings represent a revolution in finger puppeteering, or as I call it, fingering, trademark and patent pending. The women in particular are quite ecstatic about it. Stay for the show. I guarantee a good time.
This has to be the right man. Do you remember April Ryan?
April Ryan? Oh, yes, of course, absolutely, certainly, naturally. The bitch... the brave young woman who came to my castle and stole it. And helped me put my sorceress past behind me. How could I possibly forget?
He's obviously got some issues with April. So, about April.
Why does everyone want to talk about April Ryan? She was just a weak little human who stumbled onto things she didn't... No, I must apologize. You see, April and I had some disagreements in the past. I'm past that now. I'm a different person.
Spíš to vypadá, že se snažíš, ale nejseš.
She suffered an ignoble death at the hands of our Azadi benefactors. What a shame. What a terrible, terrible shame.
You are Roper Clax, right? The wizard?
Who told you that?
Well, that sign, for one.
No, the wizard part. Who told you? I mean, I'm merely a humble finger puppeteer trying to make an honest living in a cold and heartless world.
But you were a wizard once.
Fully rehabilitated, I don't go anywhere near sorcery, not anymore. You should really read my highly acclaimed and best-selling memoir, A Farewell to My Wizarding Ways. It's a thrilling story of redemption and romance, of dashing heroes and wicked villainesses, of flying castles and curious calculating devices. Every word of it as true as the night is dark and the day is bright, of course.
Do you recall owning a soul stone?
A soul stone? I don't know what you're talking about.
I was just wondering, since there are so many impressive tales about your powers where I come from.
And where would that be? That was a long time ago. In another life. I've moved on. I'm a different person now in every way.
I was just wondering what happened to the stone.
She took it, that bitch. Balance? Pardon me? I don't know where that came from.
Who?
The Yaga, the wicked witch of the north, as these simpletons call her. As if they have any idea who and what she truly is. She lurks in Riverwood in the dark places. She feeds on that stone like a... Like I said, that's in the past, and I've left it all behind long ago. Now I make an honest living bringing joy to children through my most excellent and revolutionary finger puppet theater. And on that note, I must beg your pardon, young miss. The show is about to begin.
Can we please talk again afterwards? I have some more questions.
Sure. Absolutely. After the show, yes. Toodaloo.
Yes, here we go. This is gonna be so good.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans and... well, humans... And you, Azadi soldier standing over there, you're welcome to watch, just don't rattle your sabers or rustle your suits. Welcome to this morning's performance of The Fingerlings. I am your host and puppeteer, Roper Clax, esteemed thespian and raconteur, author and entrepreneur. My book is available for purchase with a free personalized dedication. Speak to me after the show. A donation is both appreciated and expected. Drop your coins into the box after the show. Remember that every iron piece goes towards a good purpose.
Woohoo! Go Fingerlings!
My beloved Fingerlings, handcrafted reproductions of renowned actors from across Arcadia, immortalized in finger puppet form by skilled artisans. Using only the finest fabrics and natural materials, these lovely creatures are as dear to me as children, and as talented and protean as the finest human players. You're all welcome to approach the stage after the show, of course, to admire my finely crafted miniatures up close and intimately. No food, no touching, no children. And now, beloved audience, prepare yourselves for a journey into mystery, for a true story of wizardry and magic. I present to you the tale of the good-hearted wizard and the villainous winch. Once upon a time, in the distant north, there lived a kindly old wizard in a wonderful flying castle. This very friendly wizard liked to tease and toy with the people of the land, and sometimes he would do silly things like turn them into stone or furry animals and bottle up the wind. Naturally, he meant no harm, and the people of the land loved the wizard like they would a grandfather, a very young and very, very handsome grandfather. But one day, an evil sorceress from a distant land came to visit the kindly wizard. This ugly, selfish witch didn't understand that the wizard was only trying to make people happy. She used her dark sorcery to steal all of his possessions and trap him inside a tiny little box where the gentle wizard was barely able to breathe. The poor old man was trapped for many moons inside this box before a benevolent wandering god arrived to free him from his prison. The wizard pledged eternal allegiance to the wandering god in return for vengeance against the cruel witch who trapped him. Together they...
There he is, Commander. The dangerous loon who's corrupting our youth with his occult finger rings.
What? What's this? What are you doing? What's going on? You can't... Hey! Hey! Hands off!
You're teaching children of magic, old man. You ought to know better.
Release me, you dishonorable brute!
By the authority vested in me by the Greater Azadi Empire and the Emissary, and in accordance with provisional imperial law prohibiting any and all teachings of occult magic, I'm taking you into custody.
You can't do this! You don't know who I am!
Tell it to the magistrate, wizard.
My fingerlings! My precious handcrafted fingerlings! No!
I cannot believe that they arrested him.
No to...
Travesty.
To teda... Sakra. Aspoň počkat, aspoň tohle bych mohl nějak zachránit, ať mu to tady nikdo nerozkrade. Kam to dal? Ty postavičky nikam? Já mu to chtěl jako schovat a třeba potom donést. OK.
I cannot believe that they arrested him. What a travesty.
I don't think he's alone in there. He has company.
To nevím, co tím přesně chceš říct, ale dobře.
I didn't see that coming.
I guess the Azadi aren't fans of creepy puppet shows either.
I think it had more to do with him being a wizard. Okay, shit. So what now? He was my only lead to the Soul Stone. All I have to go on is something about a Yaga and Riverwood.
Riverwood? I know Riverwood. I've been to Riverwood. If it's Riverwood you need, I know how to get to Riverwood.
Really? And the Yaga? The Wicker Witch?
I don't know anything about Yagas, but I do know something about witches in Riverwood. On my last trip there, we had a close encounter with one of them. That witch is toast, of course, but I can probably find my way back to Riverwood. It's north. We go north. Wait, which way is up? Yeah, north.
Okay. Okay. That's something, right? Much better than nothing. We just need a way to get north that doesn't involve me walking all the way.
Or me flying. I'm not flying all that way. I tire easily. Wait. I feel a cunning plan coming on. Follow me, Zoe.
Uh-oh.
It's either a cunning plan, or I need the toilet. But I'm pretty sure it's a cunning plan.
I still can't believe he pulled off the voice and the whole fake hand thing.
Tak to jsem fakt nečekal.
Great on you.
Totally. Not so sure about the beard though. My face is itchy. Speaking of faces, I can never show mine in Mercuria again. Not after that last bit we did.
If everything goes well, you won't have to.
At least we have a ride. Can I trust this thing?
They're docile cows, the Elguan. Just leave it to me. Mush, Daisy, mush!
Whoa, whoa, I think you're upsetting her.
I'll leave the cowgirling to you. I'll fly ahead and scout the terrain instead. Don't lose sight of me!
Můžu to řídit. Nemůžu to řídit, sakra. To je škoda.
How much longer will this journey take? Must be nearly a week now.
It's been less than 2 days, and I'm beginning to regret bringing you along.
You're stuck in the cargo hold of a cloud ship with your worst enemy. How could you possibly have any regrets?
And people say you have no sense of humor. If there was ever a time to make peace with Liko, this is likely it. We're on a mission. I'm sorry about your father. I know that may not amount to much now, but I was a different person then. I was blind to the possibility that there could be more than one truth. There's been so much death on the road to this place. I murdered an innocent man during my escape from Friar's Keep. He begged me to, but I still don't know if I did the right thing. When I visited his widow, she only had hate for me. She couldn't understand my reasons for doing what I did. I watched Balse Bakim bleed to death so that I could make my escape through a blood magic portal. I still wonder if his sacrifice was worth it. Have I repaid that debt? Shepard believes so. But many thought him a better man than I, so why did he have to die? What did I gain from these actions? What did it change? What would have been different had I acted differently? All of these choices, Liko, they add up. My soul is heavy. The others believe me unaffected because I carry on as if nothing happened. But their faces and voices are there when I close my eyes. Those deaths never leave me. No words can undo these deeds. There are no excuses for the wrongs I've committed. But I am trying to heal the wounds I've inflicted. It's a long journey, Liko. And
I know. When you arrived from Friar's Keep, I wanted you dead.
Really? I couldn't tell.
And people say you have no sense of humor.
They do?
We've been through much since then. I believe I know you. A little. You've taken up arms against your own people, risking shame, death, and your immortal soul. Because you believe they're misguided. It cannot be easy being hated and feared by both sides. I may still despise you because you murdered my father. I may still dislike you because you're an arrogant and intolerant shit. But I respect you, Kian. And I trust you.
Tohle. Ale chci vidět, co ostatní zvolili, dobrý.
That trust goes both ways, Liko.
Well, I'm taking a nap. This half of the hold is mine. Stick to your side, or I may stab you in my sleep.
Don't worry. I've no intention of cuddling up next to you.
Kian, are you awake?
I wasn't. This has now changed.
Did I ever tell you how my society views people like us?
I don't believe so.
The Dole Antiqua consider themselves tolerant and inclusive in all matters. And yet I've always had to hide who I am from my family and friends. If they knew the truth, I'd be ostracized. Tolerance, it seems, has its limits. But in the Resistance, no one cares. This thing we share, it doesn't change how they feel about us. It's strange. Strange, but liberating.
With the Resistance, you are who and what you decide to be. Regardless of color and creed, gender and religion, and... I thought you loved April Ryan.
I did. I do, but... not like that. She was someone I cared deeply about and always will. But I could never have shared my life with her. I still miss her every day. She gave me strength.
Nah, I'm going back to sleep. We have a long day ahead of us tomorrow.
A day of sitting in the dark, bickering about who passed gas?
Like I said, a long day.